I go by the name of Meek Mill, and I'm the co-chair of the Reform Alliance. What did I do to get here? I've been on probation, I think like 10 or 11 years. I can't really count no more. Probation, like who made these policies up, try to keep people like me down? Like damn, straight to prison, straight to handcuffs, straight to a 5x9 cell with a metal toilet seat. One man head is almost under the toilet. One man is over top of you. The room is so small, y'all breathing basically the same breath. And not with two people, sometimes even three people in a small cell. The things that don't get talked about in the real world. We have to come up with real deal solutions to help people better their life. This is not help people get off the hook. No, help people better their lives. I'm not free now, and hopefully one day I hope one of these courts rule that I don't belong back in prison. I'm a father, I take care of my family, and I got plans on making a lot of money and being a powerful person that come from America.
Hey y'all, this is the Mother's House Podcast, and I am Deshaun.
What's up? My name is Corey. Peace to you all. What's up with my cousin?
Chillin' cuz, what's up with you?
It's spaghetti in there.
You stupid.
I'm chilling, man. Chilling. Just another great day. Respect to the morning, respect to the life, respect to the universe, to the Most High.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, it's always a blessing to wake up. Feeling blessed. Let's get it. So what we talking about today?
So we talking about the free Meek documentary that's on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 5 episodes. It's actually not long compared to most shit. When you got to binge watch, it'd be like an hour each, and it'd be like 8 or 9 episodes, and take you like 5 weeks to watch it, binge watch it. But this you can actually binge watch pretty quick.
Yeah, it was a great documentary. You know, it gave me more perspective of Meek Mill situation, and it's only 30 minutes per episode, so that helps the palate for you to intake everything that's coming in.
Right. I would say it's 30 to 45. Some are a little longer.
Yeah, some are, but I know I think that same thing is Khalif Browder's story.
It reminded me of Khalif Browder's story.
It did. Khalif Browder's story still breaks my heart, man, when I think about what happened to that young man. But when I see what happened with me, I'm just like, okay now, like the system, even though me, you, and most black people kind of got an idea how the system is unfair, unjust, you know what I'm saying? But this story kind of plays deeper into the role of parole, how parole keep getting people caught up. These parole boards, they're not stacked to get for justice for anybody, not at all. And then it also shows how the judges and the police officers and so many different aspects of the justice system is against you, and it doesn't matter how wealthy you are.
Right, exactly. I love how it gave a background into how Meek came up. I was kind of familiar with Meek coming up as a battle rapper and stuff like that, but I didn't really know Meek's story. And I kind of figured Meek wasn't like I knew he was from the hood and from the streets, but I kind of figured Meek wasn't in the streets like that. I just loved his story. I love how they talked about how he came from, his family was in the streets, how his cousins took care of him. You know, they made sure he was in the studio at all times instead of out, doing different stuff. I like how they kind of made sure he stayed out of trouble. And it gave a really good background story of Meek Mill and his upbringing.
It really humanized him.
Right, they humanized him. Exactly. Because if you don't know Meek Mill, you'll just think he just this other rapper who was a street nigga and who became a rapper.
Well, that's the thing. Most rappers are not. They're not what they say they are in music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not no thugs. They ain't killers. Most of them are kind of nerds. They just love rap. You know what I'm saying?
They're a nerd of rap.
Yeah, they're nerds of rap. There's some cool ass nerds. But I ain't saying that what Meek is. But I think that what happened to Meek is what made his life, like the trauma. I understand when he kept on talking about the trauma of and the anxiety of. Just think about it. Every time you go, you just step out the house. You thinking about, is there something I'm gonna do today? They're gonna send me right back to jail.
Right, and there's so many ways to violate this probation. Like, it just, the whole system, the judge, I was just disgusted. I really was. Like, I was just bothered by it and disgusted by it. How they have created all of these different booby traps for people who are on probation, and how they can't see that this man is just living his life, doing great for himself, and y'all still sending him back and forth to jail off of this old sentence, this old trial that got so many issues wrong with it. Like, it was just so much wrong, and how he's been on probation for this long period of time. It's just like, and they finally threw it out. Like, they finally about to redo the trial after, like, I don't know how many years, like 10, 11, 12.
I think it's probably more than that. If we look at the days, like, this man been in the system for over 5,000 days. That's a long time, man.
Right.
That's a long ass time. And then, on top of that, with Meek Mill, his judge is like obsessed with him. It's weird, and a lot of people say it's uncommon, but I bet it's very common that you have somebody within the justice system harassing the hell out of you nonstop throughout your whole process of being in the system. That will happen to young black men, and sometimes, not sometimes, but it also happen to young black women in the court system all the damn time. It's one of those things that we have to take pay more attention to. Because, like I said, we had family members that's in jail and that went to jail. It is very much like this is what happens. You get caught up in the system, and they try to keep you in there.
And it's not just jail, probation. Like, it's a lot of people on probation.
Yeah.
And the thing, like, it's people on probation for like nothing. And it's nothing but a money grab. Like, when I found out what probation really was, every time I hear about probation, I say this. Like, I thought people who were on probation did like real crimes. Yeah. Like, they'll put you on probation for some simple shit. And every time you go, you gotta pay. Like, it's so much money they're taking from you in probation. It's ridiculous. It should be unconstitutional, in my opinion.
It should be, because the thing is, with probation, they're stealing money, forcing you to get a job, but then making it hard for you to get a job because you have that stigma of that being in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it make it hard to get a decent paying job. And when you find a decent paying job, your parole officer or the courts can kind of manipulate the situation where you can't even work. You know what I'm saying? It's like your whole life.
Crazy. And then when I feel like Meek's psyche has been messed up a little bit. It looks like it almost looked like because it reminded me of Khalif Browder in that sense, how he was like, it played with his mind to the point where he committed suicide. I'm not saying Meek is suicidal, but it looks like you can tell that being in and out of jail for that long period of time, it's like you can't even fully live your life, even though he's like super rich, he's wealthy and famous and all that. It's like you can't even truly live your life because you don't truly have freedom. So you constantly on edge thinking like, what if I do this wrong? And there's so many little stipulations that can violate your probation. That's right. And then you in this, it's like you got the career of your dreams, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, any artist is dying to have the opportunity to tour all over the world, do this, do that, and things are changing, and the industry is always saying, well, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You always on the move, and you can't even live out your dreams to the fullest extent because you're scared you might get put in jail over some stupid shit.
Over dumb shit. It boggles your mind how unfair the justice system is to black men. Right. Also with this is Meek Mill case it sets a precedent because you know, a lot of people don't have the access that Meek Mill have. So this is getting a spotlight. It's really cool. So I was, you know, I'm glad they did a documentary about it. Not just because, you know, I'm a fan of Meek Mill, because I'm not really a fan of him, but it shines a light on what's going on behind it. Because if they do this to Meek Mill, what are they doing to the Corey Wise, to the, you know what I'm saying, people who are lesser known? You know what I mean? Is very much a telling story about this the corruption within the system, and why the system is a failure. And one thing I didn't like about it, because they kept on saying reform. Reform don't do anything but put new beds in the damn prisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, reform the policy and laws. Okay, do we have enough economic pool to be able to change the policy and the laws?
No.
You know, we got to build that up. You know what I'm saying? We got to vote right so we can be able to do that. Just saying the word reform doesn't really do anything. But I'm not mad at Meek for trying to push that, because, you know, he don't really know the politics behind it. It's a lot of politics. Even with this whole documentary, it's a lot of politics behind it.
Right, and that's true, but I think Meek is doing what he can do, though. I like how he is using his platform to bring light to the situation. And I like Meek Mill, and I can see the growth in his music. I think this last album was good, the Championship album, and I like how he, like, you said it's his best one.
Yeah, Championship album is the best album. One I like out of all his albums. That's the one I really like.
Right, I think he has really. It's just, you can see his growth and hear his growth in his music and his lyrics, especially. I like how he was rapping about his situation, like really bringing light to it. And you can tell that it has shaped him. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but be shaped when you go through some shit like that. It's either going to shape you in a good way or a bad way. And it seems like it has shaped him in a better way for him to come out stronger and to be able to, you know, be a voice for people who, because it's a lot of people who gonna commit suicide. It's a lot of people who are gonna never get out of jail. It's a lot of people who it's gonna warp their mind and turn them into lifelong criminals and, like, cause them to have basically a mental illness. Like, the shit, it's a lot more serious than even we know, because, like, we've never gone to jail, and we don't have a close loved one who's, like, dealing with the system. Well, I don't like that. Like, of course,
I did. My cousin Rico.
Yeah, your cousin Rico. Like, we have. Well, speaking for myself, of course, I know people have gone to jail. I know family members have gone to jail, but I feel like Meek's situation has caused such a toll on his entire family for such a long time.
Whenever anyone goes to jail, it tears up the community. It tears up the family.
The whole family go to jail, really and truly.
Yeah, really and truly. Like, when my cousin Rico went to jail, it tore us up. I was young. We were really young when he went. And he was gone for a good minute, like at least 15, 16 years. So it messed us up, man, because he was actually one of our cousins. Like, he was my cousin that was always around, and now all of a sudden he's no longer around. So by the time he got out, I was in college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you missed like a whole decade or so.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That does play a role in people's psyche, man. They have people thinking a certain kind of way. They probably be stuck in the same psyche, stuck in the same age sometimes. They have to try to figure out how to grow up fast. What's an NRA? You know what I'm saying? Right. How do I get a house? How do I get a car? You know what I'm saying?
And I think with Meek's situation, it's like you're constantly going through, like, just to be going through that. Like, it's one thing, like, jail period is bad. I wouldn't go to jail for an hour. Okay, I ain't trying to go, period. But when you're in it for a long time, I think it's like, you know, you in it. You know what I'm saying? But with Meek, it's like, it's almost like he never could truly escape it, as well as his family. And it's almost like it kind of wore them out. It made them tired. Like, we just been going through this for so long, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, it kind of really just wore them out mentally.
I think with Meek Mill, situation. Like the system, it not only was the system and the judge, what her name?
Janice Brinkley.
Miss Janice Brinkley. Not only were they just harassing him, they was trying to break that man down.
Right.
They were literally trying to break that man down, break his spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do, man. That's exactly how they do it, man. They do that 10 times a day. Meek Mill said something on there that's actually was a real interesting way to say it. He said, cops kill black men with guns like every day. It's a tragedy. But when a judge kill you with a pen and paper, that shit happens 10 times more than that. You know what I'm saying? It happens every single day. You know what I'm saying? 7 days a week. People are caught up in the system, whether they're going to jail, parole. And the thing is, you think you gotta escape because you got I just got parole. I can knock that out. You know what I'm saying? Well, nah, man. If it's 10 years, anything can throw you in jail.
Right.
Anything.
It's like you ain't even gotta commit a real crime. All these booby traps, like what the? It's just that make no sense. Like
I can just walk down the street. That jaywalking, go to jail.
Right. That's ridiculous. That's some ridiculous shit. It's oh my god. It really just disgusts me. It really does. The fact that things like that are still allowed when you have other people in other places of other races and higher classes doing all type of shit and not going to jail. I mean, literally. And then I hate how Janice Brinkley is a black woman, and I feel like one of the main reasons why black people should get into power is so they could help other black people get out of the system. You know, like, why else would you be a judge if you're not going to even... I can see if Meek Mill was this violent, crazy young nigga, but if he is actually doing well for himself and he never even committed a crime, and it's a whole bunch of fraudulent shit in the original report, why you not really trying to help him? And I think that right there alone proves that she never was really trying to help him.
No, she wasn't. She's a groupie. But she wasn't trying to help him. She wanted the attention. She wanted the spotlight. She liked the attention. She's overseeing a famous rapper case. Right. You know, so when she go to a little parties to mostly white people, they all talking about, oh, you the one locked up. You dealing with Meek Mill. That's a stamp on her shoulder that she get at every party. You know what I'm saying? It's just. She need her license. So she need to be disbarred from she needs to be fired. You know what I'm saying? But we know that's not gonna really happen. Even her own lawyer says she crazy.
Right? They got him on goddamn tape saying she crazy.
She crazy. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
Right?
What she doing? But she's not the only judge that's crazy.
Most
like
definitely, man.
And she's not the only just black judge. There's a lot of other black judges out there. That proves
you don't have to be black. You don't have to be white to be a tool of white supremacy.
No, you don't. You don't, man. Mm-hmm. You don't. Sometimes the boule is worse than a random white person in the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Or in higher places. Like they had the other judges looking at her like, damn, what the hell?
Damn,
all the lawyers and stuff.
Do y'all used to sleep together? What the hell?
Like, why are you so angry? Right.
And also, you know, the thing, I'm glad they did the documentary. I am, but I still think that with this documentary, you know, Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and also what was the guy, the owner of the Philadelphia, not the Sixers, but yeah. I don't think it was the Sixers. I think it was the football team. Forget their name. The one that just won the Super Bowl not that long ago. But well, now, you know, I think it's all they exploiting these Meek Mill situation. I really kind of feel that they are.
Do you think?
And using their platform to generate some kind of revenue and financial revenue that would go right back to their pockets, not necessarily back to the communities.
I can understand that, but do you think the profit that they're making outweighs the message of the story?
It outweighs the intent.
But do you not think Jay-Z has good intentions?
Jay-Z is a corporate. He's a corporate. He's a corporate man. He's actually a Republican, and he really is all about the money. You know what I'm saying? I think Jay-Z, he does it. I think Jay-Z just really smart, and I don't think he really has the greatest intention. I think he probably means well, but his whole thing is about money. If I can't make no money or turn into a financial win, because this is the thing. I think Jay-Z think of it like this: like, if I'm gonna beat the system, we gonna beat white supremacy. I'm gonna have to go within, be the scoop, but that's set by the door. I think Jay-Z really think that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Jay-Z mindset is. Like, I gotta be the spook behind the spook by the door. But the thing is, you're dealing with people who's connected with the Jeffrey Epsteins. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with people who was going to sex parlors to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? The guy that got Meek Mill out of jail that pushed it. Got caught up in what it was at the Asian someplace in Louisiana or Florida.
I don't know, but I do understand what you're saying, that he's rubbing elbows with white supremacy, basically.
Yeah, you are. You playing it too close. You know what I'm saying? So this whole NFL deal kind of shows you what Jay-Z mindset is about this stuff.
But do you think Jay-Z could take the NFL halftime shows and turn them into something that would be able to showcase
social justice?
Yeah.
He can. If that's what they let him do. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they will let them do and him do, and that's what he actually does, then cool, but
I also feel like the NFL could be using Jay-Z to just get black people to maintain, the interest in the NFL,
Exactly, that's all it is.
I think sometimes when people get that rich and that powerful, they don't realize that they still can be used as a tool as well.
Exactly. And I think Jay-Z probably realized he can use it as a tool. I think he see a financial opportunity that can set him up somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? For another move. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to. I think Jay-Z's very smart.
He is now.
And I don't want to make it seem like Jay-Z is this evil, money-hungry thing that don't care about nothing but money, and that's all.
No, that's the thing. I don't think, like I said, I think he see himself at the spook by the door.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, he probably has other things on the horizon.
And I also think Jay-Z kind of knows that he has to play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, or be played.
Yeah,
So I think Jay-Z probably know that at the position he at, he probably one of the most powerful people in hip-hop, but he know a bunch of people just waiting on him to do something wrong.
Yeah, people does do that. They do that with him. They've been doing that with him since his career, all his career. But the thing is, it's just most black people don't. Most black people feel some type of way with this move with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? They feel some type of way. And like we said, we don't really know what's the alternative motives other than Jay-Z trying to say him. It's a power move. It's a very much power move. And he using the Meek Mill situation for a power move. Maybe he doing it that gain power so he can have more influence in the political spectrum, so he can really make some changes on the mass incarceration move, or he trying to get some money.
Okay, so what you're saying is whether it's a good power move or evil power move, or if y'all want to consider money, let's not say evil power move.
That's not evil.
Let's just say whether it's a power move for himself or a power move for the community, it's a power move.
It's a power move. That's all I'm really saying. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong.
Not necessarily but more so selfish versus selfless.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And you won't really know until everything comes out. But
I also want to say that it may be easier for us to say this because we down here doing this podcast than for Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, and all the litigations and the things that he's going through and all the things he has to weigh in his mind. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more easier to say it from the outside looking in.
I still feel some type of way that he got a white lady running ahead of Rock Nation. That just bothers me. Okay. I'm just got to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Why you got this little white lady running? It's the head of Rock Nation. I don't get that, but okay. But anyway, well, she qualified. Okay.
He feel like he needs somebody to speak their language.
Mr. Pro Black. All right. I hear you. 444.
I know, but you know how I feel. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of nuances and
it is.
And I know it's not as easy as just like when a person is dating someone white doesn't mean they're automatically cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree. Like I said, I agree. And but she's still white though. I'm sorry. The white lady is the head of Rock Nation. I don't get it, but okay.
All them people work for Tidal white too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I ain't gonna. Well, it's I don't know.
Power move.
Yeah.
For who? It's a power move.
Hey, I am not a billionaire and a corporate giant who owns a bunch of shit. So.
But this is the thing, you know what I'm saying? He set himself up for something. I don't know what it is.
For what? What did he set himself up for now? Like, I guess if you're a businessman, a billionaire, you always set yourself up for something.
And he's trying, and it's like, I think Jay-Z is passionate about mass incarceration. I think he probably cares about it. Huh?
You think he's passionate about all black people, like black culture and stuff?
Yeah, he's very passionate about black culture. But he enamored in love with European culture. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think he's trying to marry the two. And marrying the two, it doesn't work.
It's only going to work for him and them elite black people.
That's it. Because they like the fact that he's going to bring in the money. He's going to bring in the black audience. Whatever he does, whatever his wife does, it's going to bring in the black audience, regardless.
That's what's
you know what I'm saying? So, just keep an eye out on this situation with Jay-Z and the NFL and keep looking at the move. Now, me personally, this is a genius move that Jay-Z is pulling. We just got to see the end result.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we may talk more about it on another podcast.
Oh, yeah. We'll go a little deeper. Probably on the next one. But, yeah, man. But, free Meek. Free, not free. You know what I'm saying? The man's still dealing with the same situation. Like, he had to go to retrial for it, but he's seeing another judge. Now, he's probably paranoid. Maybe what if this other judge friends with my old judge is still on that bullshit? You know what I'm saying? So, man, I hope Meek Mill get his situations cleared. And more light get shine on other brothers and sisters that's caught up in this system like this, you know what I'm saying, that pulled and stripped away from their families,
Right. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Peace out.
Peace. Y'all be blessed.
I will not raise my daughter differently than my mother raised me. The rearing I got from my mother, words cannot express. I could live in any time, I could live in any country, I could live on any planet, and I would be fine.
What was the key? What did your mother know? What truth was coming through your mother that's going to come through you to your daughter?
My mother gave us aphorisms to learn as children. And there are two that stand out foremost in my mind. One is, the inner reality creates the outer form. I learned this when I was in grade school. I was very young. And the other is, The universe bears no ill to me. I bear no ill to it.